live with pre-shows. Hello, gamers. Hello, hello, hello. Let me get things started. I'll hit enter on all the things that I've prepared. Ping. You just got pinged. Boom. What else do we have here? How about a tweet? How about a Biscay?
A Biscay?
Yeah, it's a Biscay. That's how they wrote it.
All right, I remember now.
It's written as B-Sky. That's how they named their website. They didn't call their website Blue Sky. They called it B-Sky.
It's actually pronounced Bisky.
Yeah, Sabi Kui Bisco.
Not now, chap.
What's wrong with Sabi Kui Bisco?
I'm thinking of a different anime.
The one where they're in the desert is the one I'm talking about.
Okay. I was thinking another one where they're in the desert.
Because I know we watched Sabi Kui Bisco together. I know this. I know this happened.
I know.
At least the first season. I think they did a second season at some point. Or at least they announced one. I don't know if they did it. Either way, I didn't watch the second season if it did have a second season.
We'll get there. We got time.
I'm not truly in a rush for that one. It was decent though, but I don't remember most of what happened in the first season, so.
Well, they were on some shrooms. I'll tell you what.
That is true, but we got Dorihidoro for that, so season 2 of that's out. I don't know if it's done yet though, so we gotta wait. Alright, that's up. This is up. And that's there.
And this is here?
Let's go Grubborg. Why am I called Grubborg? What happened for this?
Worms, parasites. That's what it was about.
Why is it always about parasites? Why is it gotta be parasites, huh? I can't believe we fell for the parasite theory bait. I can't believe we did that. I can't believe that happened.
He's always up to no good. This one is deadly trapped.
I was here thinking we were gonna get like answers, and the end for last week was perfect for baiting us into thinking that was the answer. I hate you, Ryukishi.
Look, he knows.
Well, what's the answer? What is the
lied
answer?
to you.
The answer is that people are just getting affected by the gas leak and going fucking crazy is what's happening.
Is there even a gas leak?
What gas leak?
I don't know.
Gas. Is it worms or is it gas?
It's kind of rude to say about Oyashiro-sama.
Am I saying that Oyashiro-sama is just gas leaks? Maybe.
None of you are entering the gates of heaven.
I knew that before I was reading Higurashi, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry, I already knew this was going to happen.
I'm so sorry.
That's true, you're being sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
I guess it's just back home for you?
That's just how that works, yeah.
Look, there's a lot of people, they're crawling on the ground. It's not a good place. It's home, but it's not like a good home.
Is that just Hinamizawa?
Hold on. Are you telling me that Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes place after?
Yeah. The Shadow Realm is just Hinamizawa post the natural disaster.
The natural disaster.
Yeah. What else would it be?
Yeah, what's the problem? What's the issue?
This would explain a lot.
That makes a lot of sense if you don't think about it.
It makes a lot of sense when you do think about it.
I often don't think.
Well, we already knew that, chap.
Yo, same.
Non-thinkers here. Derogatory.
Hey, did you get upgraded or downgraded? I noticed you're not like 3.4 anymore. What is this? Did you get upgraded or downgraded? What's going on with your versioning?
Is larger
Higher
than
than-
3.4.
Exactly.
So I would imagine. So that's why I would usually say, "Did you get an upgrade?" But Shadow, for some reason, would have some sort of logical bullshit on his end to try to say it's actually a downgrade, just to spite me. Really, no actual good reasoning. It's just some reasoning to spite me usually. So I didn't want to go in assuming that
Is Shadow
because I knew
your
he would do
Beatrice?
that. I don't. Well, that feels weird to say. No, I don't.
Sorry, sorry.
No, that's fair.
Hold on, what'd you say, Hen?
Whether or not you're my Beatrice, and that feels like it has a lot of different implications with that than what I understand what I was trying to go for,
explain
but
some of
The
them,
joke is
Jeff?
the joke makes sense, but no, there's some weird shit there.
No, go ahead, Chef.
you didn't
explain.
answer the question that I asked, Shadow. Is this an upgrade, downgrade? What's going on here? What's
It's an upgrade. Don't worry. Okay, I have to
Okay.
answer my question.
what is your question? You often have many questions that have answers that you don't need to hear the answer to because they're self-evident. But what is your question?
Okay, what's it mean to be your Beatrice? You said there's many different.
What do you
results to
think it
that.
means? What do
I
you
don't
think?
You did
Look,
read
I-
Umineko, yes?
I did, but I'll be honest, I was a little busy with the small bombs.
Okay, well, one obvious interpretation would be you're the person meant to just torture me through logical trolling for no good real reason. That's one interpretation that I'm assuming
That
Anne
would
was
be the
trying to go
correct
for.
one.
That was
That's-
the joke
that-
I was going for, yeah.
That's the one that Anne was obviously going for. However, in the context of Umineko, it has a lot of romantic connotations between Battler and Beatrice, which is why I
And
was
also
saying that
maybe
feels
Kinzo.
awkward. What about Kinzo? What? Hello?
Chef,
Yeah? I asked a question, you didn't answer it.
wait, Kinzo's the old guy, right? I feel like
Yeah,
I'm forgetting
Kenzo's the old
things.
guy. I just didn't hear what you said about
You
Kenzo.
did read Umineko, right?
I did. You're right. I'm just making sure because I feel like the answer to why I mentioned that is obvious.
Well, I literally only caught you saying Kinzo. I don't know what the other context was, so no, I don't know what bringing up Kinzo has to do with that.
The incest.
Okay, I think that's taking it a larger step forward than what Anne was ever trying to go for. If
Exactly.
see what you did, Anne. This was all your fault, really.
It's my fault. What are you talking about? Don't let Anne take credit for my problem.
It is also your fault.
I won't.
Largely.
I won't let you bully Anne like that. I won't let you bully our women apologists, okay? I will be the women apologist.
Oh, I see.
Aw. That's weirdly sweet.
God.
Get behind me. I got this.
All right, Chef.
Hi, what's up?
The fuck do we do here?
No, we're not letting you say anything else. Let's start.
Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
Damn.
All right. Let
No,
me.
my privileges.
I'm cutting the mic. Okay. All right. Let me make sure
Right
things are
here.
ready for us to go, and then we can do this. Okay. Good. All right. We're taking us off pre-show. We're good to go. Welcome everybody to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time, and eventually Spotify. We're here to continue our discussions on the manga for Higurashi When They Cry. Specifically, we are now finishing the Atonement arc. Which is Sumi Horoboshi Hen, if I recall that correctly. But so we're discussing volumes 3 and 4 of the manga for this week. But before we get into that, let's introduce our guests that we have here. In order, we have Arimia How Hart. Introduce yourself.
How? I'm Arimia. You should go read Diggerman. I read the new
Once
chapter
again
today. I read the new chapter today. As always, she cooked. Wonderful cook. Cannot stop cooking. Go read Peak. If you like shonen, if you like stuff that's not shonen, if you like Victorian fantasy drama that's just a soap opera and it's not, there's no battles anymore. Like it started off as a battle action. It's not. There's not a battle in sight at
If you
all.
like battles and you hate battles, you get both of those.
It's a soap opera. Read it. It's really good.
But is it a comedy though?
Can we get a counter going on how many times Ari recommends D. Gray Man for book club? It's got to
Okay,
be at
so,
least like
like,
3 by now.
Give
Probably
me
more.
Maybe 4.
Give me a week
God
after I do my
forbid Ari
research.
just
I
enjoy
will
something.
check.
God forbid I enjoy stuff. Exactly.
It is a
You know,
crime to enjoy things.
I didn't expect it so often. I usually would expect it whenever updates happen with that, which it sounded like it takes forever for those to happen. So
You get me recommending it 8 times a year. The week
Whoa.
before a chapter releases and the
Oh,
week
wow.
a chapter releases.
Oh,
So
boy.
there.
Oh gee. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. Go read D. Gray Man if you're interested in that. Next up, Rika Chama Fan Club President. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Shino, resident cute girl enjoyer, and
Based.
my recommendation for this week is Kamina Botan,
Oh.
the alcohol you're pairing this season. It's good. Yay.
Yeah, it was very, very fun with the one episode that we saw, so definitely go check that out if you are interested in that. Thank you so much for that. Next up, Shadow Man V4 got a slight upgrade. Introduce yourself.
I am Shadow, Chap's personal Beatrice. The thing I recommend for
Don't
this
say
week
that.
is Mega Man
Don't.
Star Force.
I'm gonna destroy you. What'd you recommend?
Then
Star
do it.
Force? Mega Man Star
Mega Man
Force?
Star Force.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's out.
Hell yeah.
It's fun old time.
Hell yeah. Go check that out if you are interested in that. What is it? Is this just on Steam? Can you just get this on
It's
Steam?
on Steam. It's on Switch. Yeah, it's. I think it's on PS4.
Is this the game that has multiple games, or is this like a different thing that I'm thinking
This
of?
one has multiple games.
Okay. All right. Hell yeah. Go check that
What
out.
are you thinking of?
I don't know. I didn't know if it was just an individual game release or if this was the collection thing
Okay,
that I
fair
had heard
enough.
about. So I was just trying to check and make sure I don't go here. So,
Well, don't worry, we get Dual Overdrive like next year or something.
all right, cool. Don't worry. Mega Man drops January 7th. Listen. All right. Next up, Thrice Demoned Away. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Thrice. Also Mike. She, they. My recommendation for this week is Captivated, by you. Because I don't know. We're Fujoing out over here, so it's just like that.
Based. It be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yippee! All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for now.
It's one of those days. Past the yaoi. Based. All right. Thank you so much for that. Next up, me, Wolfborg, aka Chaplin, aka the best anime book club host ever of all time. That's just a fact. Jot that down. I think I would recommend The Idolmaster, the 2011 anime at least, because I just started that earlier today. I watched the first 5 episodes, and it's pretty fucking fun. I have to watch all of it to at least prepare myself for Anime Central in 2 weeks, because it's a big Idolmaster thing now. Because they announced a concert, and it's a big fucking... They sold out way more hotel rooms the moment that was announced. It's a whole fucking thing. They just announced some, like, VIP Idolmaster producer pass thing today, so it's becoming more and more of a thing. So I'm very, very interested in how that's going to go. But the anime so far has been really great. I really like the first episode, especially, where they made it like a documentary style. But all the characters in it are very fun, and I like the art style that they're doing for it. So yeah, it's been great so far. I'm only 5 episodes in, so there you go. There's my recommendation to you. Next up, Women Apologist. Introduce yourself.
Hi, yeah, that's me. My name's Marianne, or Anne, whichever you prefer. My recommendation this week, I'm gonna tie it back to the Atonement arc that we just finished reading. I'm gonna recommend a movie called The Dirties. I think it was 2013. Sort of a mockumentary about 2 kids who decide to make a documentary about bullying in their school. And given that I am tying it to the events of this arc, you can probably guess about how well that'll go.
Was there a gas leak?
Of a kind.
Of a kind.
Of a kind. How ominous.
Watch the movie and find out.
That's true. You're supposed to do that. That's the point of the recommendation. Jot that down. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Go check that out if you are interested in that. Thank you so much for that. And now it's time for us to continue our discussions about Higurashi and When They Cry, the Atonement arc, the finale of the Atonement arc. Let me refresh myself on real quick, where this starts. I believe last week we ended with the reveal of looking through Takano's scrapbook and seeing that
The maggots.
the main theory being there is a parasite within all of the people in Hinamizawa who is influencing the people in town and or causing them to go crazy if they leave town and such. And this week starts with Rena talking with Keiichi about it and firmly believes that there is a bioterrorism conspiracy that is about to be enacted by the parasites that are fanatics, or the people that are huge fanatics of Oyashiro-sama and being controlled by the parasites in order to try to bring a bigger version of the parasite to the world or something like that. And she believes that the Sonozaki family is probably the ones behind it, being one of the big families that is very influential in town. And we ended last week in our discussions talking about parasites, explaining a lot and all of that. We fell for the bait. Ryukushi's little trick.
Ryukushi is fatal traps, as usual.
He did a little trick on us. At least is how it's presented, because throughout the beginning of this, you're just there like, oh no, what are they gonna do about the parasite situation? And you quickly find out, or it quickly becomes understood that, oh no, this is probably not actually what's happening. The lady Takano seemingly has written multiple different scrapbooks with multiple different well thought out theories for what could explain Oyashiro-sama's curse and Hinamizawa's nature in general. And it has taken over Rena's life, essentially, and it made her extremely paranoid, the version of it that she has read. And through what
God forbid a woman have hobbies, okay? She just wanted to try being a writer, just an amateur writer. And this is how people react.
He's literally just going out and having fun.
Literally.
She's very, very talented at it. I can't deny that. It's to the point where I've now realized she is also probably the reason why Keiichi went crazy in the very first arc too.
I thought we supported indies here.
Listen, so here's my thing with her, though.
What is Takano if not an indie writer?
Well, okay, the writing is not really the problem. I think my extension, and I think it's pretty sure to me at this point, given some other facts we were given here, I'm pretty sure Takano tried to make her story be far more believable by making it look like she was murdered. I'm pretty sure this is what has happened. That's taking a little more advanced step than just being an indie writer trying to promote your work, I think.
I'm sorry, haven't you heard of marketing? Ever heard of the Blair Witch Project?
Well, I think when your readers start taking entire classrooms hostage, you maybe should step out and say, hey, wait a minute, maybe my book's not worth it. Unless the rage bait was a part of, I don't even know if you call this rage bait, unless the gaslighting,
never seen
I guess.
Hornets.
You know, that's true. What do I know about anything, I guess?
Wait, chap. Does this also make Beatrice an indie writer?
Well, Umineko's, I don't want to get into Umineko spoilers here, but a lot of that does have to do with, yes, we were making up fanfics in parts for some parts of the arc to explain some things, but that's a whole separate thing. I don't want to get too deep into Umineko spoilers here with that. But
don't worry.
Listen, here, okay, I just want to say, I just want to say it's hard for me to think how we want to do it for this thing, but one thing I do want to jump to is that bit about Takano where there's informational reveal, I think from the police at some point, who says, you guys said that you spoke with her at the festival, but when we found her body in the mountains, it said she'd been dead for 24 hours when we found her body. Then who did you talk to at the fair? And it's a big like paranoia thing for Rena as well. Very, very scary thing. And the police just kind of drop that fact and walk away. Nobody apparently thinks to themselves, hey, maybe that wasn't Takano that we found in the mountain. Maybe that was just a burned up body of somebody else. I don't know. Maybe that was somebody else, and whatever way that we've determined it's Takano is not correct. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I don't know more than the police. I don't know, but that seems pretty straightforward of an assumption to probably make if you have witnesses that supposedly saw her. But what do I know? What do I know? Apparently,
you're
it's
not
nothing.
an indie writer. You wouldn't know.
More likely, a parasite has cloned Takano, took over for her during the festival, and then they discovered the old Takano dead in the mountains. Clearly, that makes more sense. Which, by the way, that lore.
Yeah, everyone has a twin.
I will say as well, that lore about the parasites cloning people, that did not feel like it was actually from Takano's scrapbook. That felt like Rana made that up based on the information that she was hearing. That didn't feel at all like that was from the scrapbook. Otherwise, she would have said that to Keiichi when she found out about it, I think. I don't know.
She wasn't finished reading the whole thing, okay? It's a very long book, okay?
I will say, the beginning of this was a bit of a comedy to me. Because it was a long, complicated series of misunderstandings. It was back and forth misunderstandings. It was the kind of thing where if we were told the story only from Reina's perspective, kind of similar to how we saw it from Keiichi's perspective in the first one, you know, we'd probably be like, wow, this shit's very scary too, or whatever. But because we're seeing the back and forth between Reina losing her mind and then somebody inadvertently causing her to lose her mind more without realizing it, it's kind of wild because, like, Reina finds out this stuff. Reina stops going to school, stops, like, trying to, like, be seen by people because now she thinks people are out to get her for the scrapbook, which she mostly based on a van sort of following her when it was lost trying to find its way to the school, I think. Or maybe that was Keiichi or something. But she seems to think that people are out to get her now because she has the scrapbook, because Takano died. So now she's like, okay, they killed her because they want to silence this information from leaking to the public. And now I have the scrapbook, so they're coming after me. They gotta be coming after me, Keiichi. So you gotta watch out, Keiichi. Whatever you do, don't tell Mion about this, because the Sonozags are probably involved. And you know what Keiichi did? He told Mion. And Mion...
like the first thing he did.
It was like the first thing he did. And she just kind of laughed at it. It was like, bioterrorism? What are you talking about? And he's like, what about the kidnapping situation? No, that wasn't us. We just kind of smiled and said that we did. We don't know who the fuck did that. We just thought we should take credit for it. It's what we do. Why do we do bioterrorism? That's a little much. In fact, we're trying to open up the place. We're trying to set up a highway to go through so that we can get more people from the outside here and whatnot.
We can indoctrinate more people.
Yeah, of course. You know, so, but then they're like, oh no, we have to find Rena. We don't actually know where she is now. Quick, we'll send out a search party. We'll have some of our I'll go talk to Grandma. I'll get all of our best people out there trying to search for Rena because she could be in danger from the police or whatever. And so she's immediately being like, why are they all searching for me? Rena calls the cops because she's been in talks or started being in talks with Oishi. Talks about the scrapbook and the bioterrorism plot, and the cops just fucking believe her because they're just like, you know what? Normally, that'd be too crazy. I wouldn't believe you. But right now, the Sonozakis are looking for you. So that must mean you're correct about everything that you're saying right now. So that's the first thing. And then there was another bit where Mion tried to lie to people. I think it was to the police or something like that. Or tried to spread some rumor that Rena was actually at a different place so that the cops wouldn't find her somewhere or something. And Reyna overheard that over like a couple of people that were close to her's radio, or that they were talking about it or something. And she says to herself, why are there two me's? There can't be two me's unless, of course, the parasites must be creating a clone of me. That's what Takano was warning me about, of course. It says so in the scrapbook. I don't think it said that in the scrapbook. I'm pretty sure she just updated that lore in real time. I'm pretty sure she just came up with that herself.
Very updated, boys.
That seems like a pretty important thing to warn Keiichi about if she had learned about that ahead of time. So I feel like that's not that wasn't a part of the scrapbook. So we were just in total. Reyna is super mega paranoid, and all of this is kind of taking over her now mode, I think, at that point. And I think it just kept piling up with stuff like that, like just little bits or whatever. And then Rika shows up, and Rika doesn't make this any better because she has an actual weird supernatural plot going on, it seems. she shows up and she's like, oh, you're right. I'm not the Rika that you know. And, next time I'll be talking to the next Reyna. But that's because she's on some weird time looping shenanigan thing or something.
She's using the Reen Steiner.
She's on her own weird fucking story path going on that's unrelated to all of this actual shenanigans going on.
God forbid.
And it just makes things with Reyna so much worse. But, like, that bit's, it's like, okay, well, that's reasonable to be really fucking confused about that. Because she shows up, sounds very menacing, with a syringe, and says, don't worry, this is a cure. This will make you feel better. And Reyna's like, no, fuck you. And Rika's like, you know what? Fuck it. I've tried a couple times now to fix this, but fuck it. I'm just going to throw the syringe down, break it. All right, bye, guys. Good luck. I'm not involved with this anymore.
This is no longer my problem.
It's not. I'm not involved with this. You guys deal with this shit. But Keiichi, fortunately, has breakthroughs towards this because he was able to see glimpses of the Abducted by Demons arc that we saw, where he had ended with him being super paranoid and brutally murdering Reyna and Mion with a bat. There was a really cool shot in this week's reading when he's having that reveal where it cuts between him in the classroom in the Atonement arc where everybody's just hanging out, and then him in his room where everything's all bloody and Mion and Reyna are dead. Very cool because like they had things in like the very same positions for it. I went like one page then the next page, and it was like very cool how they like lined things up for that. I thought that was awesome and very good for portraying that information of that. That was amazing. So much so that I wasn't even trying to question, hey, why does my boy see the alternate timelines now? Why does he get reading Steiner? Why does he get that? I don't gotta worry about that. I don't get to worry about that because it's cool. It looked cool, and I got the point of it. So I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it. He understands what was happening in the other one now. Fuck it. And Rika's like, wow, you saw it. You understand. You're just like me. It's like, okay, you're an anomaly. You're probably not helping anybody here, but also Rika, I think, was drinking several times in this week's reading. I forget. I think it opened with her drinking. She's just so done. This tiny child is just like drinking wine.
Priestess privileges.
It's allowed.
I got 1 day left. I'll have a drink or two. Just like Bettler.
So much of this week's reading made me completely forget how it started with us wanting to bury the bodies of like two people that Reyna killed.
Small details.
Like we have an actual murderer on our hands, and then she's just like, "Oh no, the parasites are trying to commit a bioterrorism on the whole village. They're going to sacrifice us all." And I didn't remember until we brought it up at some point, because that was also another misunderstanding. At some point, she goes back to check on the bodies, which they hid together with all of her friends, and the bodies were no longer there. And then it cuts immediately to Mion saying, "Oh, don't worry, Keiichi, the police won't find the bodies. I told my boys to move them because they're planning some deforestation thing soon, and I didn't want them to find the bodies, so my boys handled it." Oh. Okay. And then, so Rena's losing her mind over that too. Now she's just like, Mion's obviously moved the bodies to try to frame it all on me and get the police after me too. I can't trust the police now either, even though I talked to Oishi. I can't trust anybody, but I can trust you, right, Keiichi? Right, Keiichi? I can trust you, right?
And the Kasai's out there looking for her, and it's like, well, yeah, because she was looking for him earlier to ask him about people.
Yep. So it's a long series of misunderstandings that did not help the very unstable Rena in this in this arc. Yeah.
I'd like to mention that my prediction back from episode 3 was kind of correct, but also it's not for episode 8, it's for 7. So cool. I win technically.
What makes Rena's like unstableness in this volume even worse is the kind of conspiracy she fell for is one where it's like no matter what anybody says to you, it could be explained as, oh, it's the parasites trying to trick you. It's the parasites all working together to get after. If anybody here has seen the movie Begonia recently, I saw that in theaters. It's exactly, I was thinking about that a lot with this week's reading, because that movie, the plot of it is two people who heavily believe in a conspiracy that that there are like aliens within their society who have taken over in secret. They abduct a woman who's a CEO of a company nearby, and they fully believe that she is like a queen alien that would try to contact their mothership if they let her go. And it's a whole movie about these very unstable people who heavily believe that. And then the whole time you're watching the movie, you're like, okay, but what if they're right? What if they're not crazy about that? And what if they actually are correct about this? And I won't spoil how that movie ends, but it is, I was just thinking about that movie a lot throughout this week's stuff. Because this is a lot of, what? Say that again?
Sorry, keep going.
Oh yeah, because it was just a lot of Rena just will absolutely not listen to people because of the nature of the conspiracy means that no matter what people say or do, you would still believe in your conspiracy here because nothing could really convince you otherwise of this. So what do you do with somebody in that situation? Like Keiichi keeps seeing flashes of him in the Abducted by Demons arc where he had started believing in his paranoia as well. But here it feels like it's a lot worse than that. I think his paranoia was less so like a big, more targeted. I mean, it was a little bit conspiratorial in that he had believed that several people were in the village were involved in, including his friends, were involved in the yearly Oyashiro-sama curse murders, or the believed to be murders of people who may have been aligned against the dam project that happened in the village years ago. And so that's like a more simplistic kind of conspiracy, but it really fucked with him because now he's just like, he doesn't know if he can trust his own friends who are near him, who have been keeping secrets from him and stuff, which makes it very tricky for him. Here it's that, but like times, I think 100, because of the whole nature of how Rena, how like a lot of her past has been with being betrayed by the people she trusts a lot, like her mom betraying her and her father by just finding another guy and then just leaving them, and then being tricked again by the woman, the Yakuza lady whose name I can't remember. I think it was close to Rena. It's probably Rena. Rena, yeah, that's what it was. Being tricked by Rena, not just her, but like the dad too, and how it devastated the dad. Like things like that are where it's like, yeah, somebody who's been had trust issues throughout all that kind of stuff, and then had very unhinged moments in her last school because of all this. Meeting someone like Takano who really wants to instill a conspiracy into this person. She's just like, oh, you think that there are maggots coming out of your skin? Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. I've got the right scrapbook for you right here. It explains everything. Please borrow it for now.
Maggots.
Just borrow it. Let me know what you think. She probably handed out like 4 other scrapbooks to people throughout that day. I was, I can't believe, like, it makes sense, I think, when so maybe there's a conspiracy part of my brain too. Mion talks with the cops because the cops still fully believed at that point. They're like, you Sonozakis, you're up to bioterrorism, aren't you? You know, we talked with Rena. Why are you guys looking for Rena? Okay, you guys are doing some sort of bioterrorism plot, and you're just hiding it, aren't you? Aren't you? And Mion's just like, no, here's literally all of Takano's scrapbooks. Here's like several different copies of them that have many different conspiracy theories. And they're just like, damn, that's fucking crazy. What the fuck? We can't do anything about this now. And also, we don't believe that anymore. But a part of my brain was like, okay, but what if what if the
They're all
Sonozakis
fabricated?
yeah, what if the Sonozakis made all of these to explain away the bioterrorism plot? Because keep in mind, throughout all of everything that happens later on with this arc, everybody seemingly has a happy ending towards the end, and then the next page says, okay, and then the next day everybody died. So we didn't see it, but it was like a happy ending, and then it was like, okay, and then everyone
something
died. Everyone died the next day, so maybe she was right. I don't know. I don't know anymore. It was just wild to see somebody to like actively see that kind of mindset happening for Reina in the beginning, though. Like I said, it was a bit like funny to watch it all because it just seemed like a number of different misunderstandings all piling up. But to somebody who really is in an unstable mindset like Reina was at the time, that is the kind of shit that does push them off the edge and will really fuck with them in the long term of these kind of things, unless they like, I don't even know what you properly do with these kind of situations. The answer that Ryukishi seems to have come towards here seems... say that again?
A lot of the time with situations like this, it is timing or like years worth of just deprogramming.
Right.
It's not easy. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of been sitting on like the QAnon joke of it all, but like that's what it is. That's pretty much exactly what it is, and that again is what it takes. It just takes. Eventually, there is a point. Some people are just gone, like because of any combination of circumstance and their own beliefs and all of those things. People just are gone, but for the people who manage to break themselves out of it, it is timing more than anything. It is someone at the right moment extending a hand and being like, hey, you need help.
Right.
And it relies on the person being receptive at that moment, which is a total crapshoot.
Yeah. Especially in this case, the circumstances they get into it later, what do you even do there? I mean, we got to an answer eventually, but holy shit, was it complicated? Because Rand at some point believes she has to get the attention of everybody in town. She has to get somebody to actually do something. And so she says to herself, there's only one answer that I can think of for this. Okay, I'm gonna do it all tomorrow, Keiichi. So you just go, have your fun, okay, do whatever. Tomorrow, everything will be all fixed, don't worry. And then she held the whole classroom hostage, literally, with gasoline and threats of a bomb exploding on a timer underneath, not underneath, somewhere in the school, and then it ended up being on the roof or whatever. But with the cleaver, she just walks in with the cleaver. By the way, so she was able to start this by calling the school and telling the teacher, "Hey, I want to talk to you alone in the woods. Can you like leave the school now and come talk to me alone in the woods?" And she's like, "Okay, can you guys, can you two watch the class real quick while I go do that?" And I'm just thinking, like, why aren't you calling the cops? Hello? Why are you leaving the students?
Because they're still thinking that this is. The teacher at that point is still thinking, oh, this is a child who needs help. And I am an adult, and therefore I am I am a relatively trusted adult, and therefore it is much better for me to go into this situation alone and try to do what I can to help her, which is a very nice thought.
Unfortunately.
So that I can understand. I think my problem with what happened there was she decided to leave the kids alone at the school for this process when she was like the only adult there. Like the principal wasn't there for the day, and that was it. And like my understanding of this school is this is like all of the kids in the village pretty much at the one school. I don't think if I'm sending my kids to school, which is also partially its partial role is like daycare for them or whatever, I don't think I would be leaving them all alone like that. But I can understand why she chose that.
Like,
I guess
because I mean, the older kids are also there, like Keiichi, and it is just like common practice to just be like, "Hey, I need to step out for a minute. Can you just like class pres? Can you just watch over things, make sure no one does anything?" Kind of thing. Like,
well, unfortunately for her, she chose the wrong time to do that because Reina then walked in immediately after, said, "Hey, if you guys don't sit down now, I'm gonna cut this fucking. I'm gonna slice this girl with my cleaver, and then I'm gonna kill somebody else in class as to set an example. So don't fuck with me. You guys all need to sit down now. Hey, Keiichi, here's some rope. Go or go get some rope." And you're going to tie everybody. I'm going to check all their rope. And if any of them have any sort of loose rope, I'm going to kill them immediately. So you better make sure you tie it well. And if any of you stands up or does anything weird, I'm going to kill you and like somebody else random. No, wait, hold on. I can't kill another random person, okay? I'll kill the person who's 10 seats ahead of you. So, for example, if you're in seat number 3, I'll kill somebody in seat number 13. I was like, what? Hold on. What? That part had me be like, what is going on there? Why are we adding...
It's still the fear, chap, okay?
Well, I feel like the fear was already there with like, I'll kill you and a random person. Or
you know, random... Okay, I'm not in the mindset to do random, okay? Let me just...
I will say, she was very methodical about this process of keeping the class hostage to the point where it made me feel like she's done this before. it was a lot.
Look, she just has a hobby.
God forbid, am I right?
I mean, if you think back to the future arc that we had, there was one where the school blew up.
Yes, I did remember hearing about that. It was at a point where I wasn't sure if I was supposed to know about that yet, but yes, we did hear about that. Which, I mean, supposedly they all died the next day. I don't think it was revealed to us here how exactly they died the next day. So, for all we know, maybe it did happen the next day.
Oyashiro-sama.
Obviously.
It did say that night the gas leak happened, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But was it a gas leak, really? I'm still not convinced there was a gas leak. But then again,
gas leak of a kind.
Well, so I mean, this volume's afterward has our boy who I didn't think we would ever see again, Akasaka, showed back up.
He's returned.
He came back. I didn't actually think he'd come back.
22 years later.
And he was just like, "Hey, so this was like the swamp, and they covered it with concrete." But because they were saying the gas leak was coming for it, but I don't. What did he say? Like, I don't think this kind of concrete seal would stop the gas leak or something.
Also, like there'd be a lot more damage around the area if it was a gas leak. You don't
that
just
part
like put concrete atop a volcano.
That part I was confused about. What would the other damage have been?
I don't fucking know.
My understanding,
I don't know what gas leak does.
The vegetation, like if there's a gas leak that by breathing it in, it kills all the humans, then surely some of the vegetation would have affected
animals and
the animals, the trees, just you know,
insects, cicadas,
life.
even.
The cicadas, they were still crying even within the gas leaks.
That was damaged were the dead people.
Interesting, very interesting. Perhaps it was because they all had parasites that were only affected by the gas leak. Maybe Rena was right the whole time. Maybe Rena was right.
Cicadas
No, listen, the
parasites.
next drop is gonna completely expose the deep state.
Listen, the next Takano scrapbook, it's got the answers. It's got it.
Even though she's dead. She's in
Supposedly.
the last
I don't
one.
believe
We
she's
gotta
dead.
find it.
I don't believe at least not that body. I
Fair
don't think that was her. I don't think that was her. Because now we have the whole,
Literally
but she was
is
alive.
dead. Confirmed dead. Every
Allegedly.
single time before anything could happen, chap.
Definitely, yeah, obviously. So she was not involved with anything, probably, obviously. I'm just saying, that whole detail about like 24 hours ago, she was supposedly dead before, so how did you guys talk to her at the festival? Maybe that wasn't fucking her. I don't know. Clearly it's Takano's twin. You know what? You're right. You're so right, Soul.
No,
The
I'm
point
sorry,
is
it's her
return.
clone, obviously. Did none of you listen to Rena?
That is true. Rena did say it was a
No.
clone. She updated that lore and added that in herself, I'm pretty sure. But it could be correct too. It could be correct. Just Rena is theory crafting with Takano beyond the grave. It's fine. It's okay. What is a twin but a genetically acceptable clone? Is that how that works?
This is true.
We read Summertime Rendering. That had that had shadow clones trying to take over your life and everything.
Hello.
Which, by the way, when Summertime Rendering gave me some initial Higurashi vibes at first because of the horror mystery nature of it at first. From the little bit of it I had experienced in the past of Higurashi. I didn't realize it would also get into the shadow cloning side of things. I didn't realize that theory would also be a part of it, which yeah, that's the whole thing. Anyway, Summertime Rendering is good. Anyways, shadow clones aside, parasite shadow clones, I guess. The third Sonozaki twin, finally. I always knew it. I kept talking about it, and you guys never believed me. You guys never did. Shmion. What was that? What was that meme post I said? There was actually proposed. Ryukishi actually proposed a third Sonozaki that was going to be Peon, and she was going to be yellow instead of green. So Reina, why? What do we? What is the answer before she starts doing the hostage situation? Like, what should Keiichi have tried to do? Because it really did. Because I know, like Anne said, it is not like an easy process and all with that kind of thing. But preventing doing something. I mean, obviously Keiichi couldn't have known that she was going to hold the entire class hostage. But it's one of those things where it's like, we have to do something to help her. Right now, we're just like, she's off somewhere on her own in secret, believing in a conspiracy theory. What do we do about that? How do we help her in that situation? Do we just give her space out alone in the woods, being worried about parasites in everybody's body?
I mean, it's hard to say like with 100% accuracy on any of this because it is just full speculation. But my guess would be that if Keiichi had not been quite so rocked by Rena knowing what he had done, then Keiichi would have been able to like actually handle her lashing out at him and not started to doubt her in the way that just sent her spiraling even worse than she already was.
Right. Sorry, I'm just also scrolling through some of the pages, and I'm seeing back the pages where Oishi's just on the phone with Reina, fully believing her at first. It's like, buddy, what do you mean you're fully believing this? And believing her solely based on the fact that the Sonozakis are looking for her too. Oh my god.
Because he's desperate, and he's been working this case of the disappearances and everything for literally years with like no leads, and then it just keeps happening. every year, and he
Everybody-
can't do anything to stop it.
Everybody's fallen for Takano's conspiracy very easily at first until we take a moment to think like, hey, wait a minute.
They
Such a
all
stupid
really
issue.
want to believe it. Like,
They need an answer, much like we do. This says a lot.
And this
Okay,
answers
Ryushi
are
says a lot about this. The bait and switch with that, I think it was perfect ending last week
it was pretty good.
with volume 2 and then going into volume 3. I think that was actually a perfect way to split it, which was unintentionally a coincidence due to the fact that we read 2 volumes a week, but that was actually like a perfect way to split the next thing, because we had the 1 week of our thoughts being like, yeah, you know, the parasites, that explained a lot, and now it's just like, well, why the fuck would it ever be parasites? Why would that be the answer? That'd be stupid. That'd be stupid. Parasite
Anyone who
aliens that
thinks that'd be correct.
this is like an yeah.
Like, that would be like some fucking teenage girl just holding her entire school hostage
No, yeah,
with like a kitchen timer
that'd be wild.
and a hatchet.
I also didn't know, would that actually work? Doing the whole, this is an alarm clock with like a bit of the wire cut out and it's dangling over gasoline in like a rain gutter thing. I didn't know if that actually works as a
Chip,
bomb.
I don't think we want to know the answer to that
Give
one.
the gasoline like fumes, especially, enough time to just settle over like at least the room and then the school. Is it likely? I don't know, but I mean, it seems plausible at the very least.
I will say there was a worry in my head for a moment when Keiichi and Rena were fighting on the roof, but like seemingly happy fighting. They were like happy fighting, and I thought it would have been wild if like their like weapons hit each other and it caused some sort of spark and then the explosion happened. I don't know how that kind of stuff works, but I thought that would be wild if they were like happy fighting and then it accidentally blew up the school with them on it.
Whoops.
Okay, but the hostage situation. Oh my god, like it felt like Rena had like really thought out all of it. She was like, okay, I need to make sure everything is locked down here. Nobody's gonna fucking move. I will instill fear into all of them very properly. And then I'll open up a line of communication with the cops and I'll tell them, hey, you gotta find the bioterrorism lab, like right now. You have to find it right now. Right fucking now. You have until 7 o'clock. That's all you get. Oh, you want to negotiate for more time? No, sorry, you don't get more time. I don't even get to choose there's more time. I could like
die.
Like Keiichi leaves the room for a second. The cops are trying to, because he knows Keiichi is going to be sent out to be like the messenger person, and he knows that Keiichi is somebody who is also being held hostage and he's not like an accomplice of Rena directly, like through his will or whatever. He's sort of kind of because he wants to help Rena stop being this way and stop holding everybody hostage, but he also wants to stop her from threatening literally everybody like this. This is way too much. So Oishi's trying to like work with him in secret in the ways that he can by like talking to him on the phone, being like, hey, answer yes if the answer is yes, and say uh-huh if the answer is no. That way it's all, you know, yeses as far as Rena can hear, but you're answering different questions for me on the phone. Are you know, is she alone? What's going on here? Do you see any sort of other things going on? I forget what the questions were exactly, but they eventually get him outside to get the Takano scrapbook from Keiichi so that they could try to use that information as proof to look for the bioterrorism lab. They were just trying to say something to Rena, because they're just like, we're not looking for a bioterrorist lab. We don't even know where to start looking for that. So we don't got nothing for that. We're not doing that. So we'll just play along with her for now. Make her think that we're somewhat on her side to try to see if we can get her to not kill everybody. And
that'd be good.
In the process of Keiichi coming out, he slips in his pocket a wiretap and some spray, some like self-defense spray. I forget what kind of spray they explained it as, but it was just some kind of self-defense spray that's like up close, and He's like, okay, well, at least I got something that I could try to use against her. And then he walks in, and there's gasoline everywhere, and she's got what they say, a Zippo lighter in her hand. So
Yep.
she's ready to burn it all down, and Keiichi's weapon's pretty much not going to do shit anymore. I had thought, because it looked like she had doused him immediately in gasoline, I had thought that was immediately going to destroy the wiretap's ability to hear things, which it sounded like it messed with it partially when the cops were trying to listen to it, but it wasn't like enough for them to not be able to figure out what was happening. I thought there was going to be another series of misunderstandings where they pour the gasoline on the wiretap.
Yep.
They're listening to the wiretap and they mishear something completely and they freak the fuck out and try to do something else based on that. But they pretty much pieced together what Reina was saying, and they also find Reina leaves a note for the cops in the scrapbook, which says, like, a long thing that says, "Hey, by the way, you guys really truly do only have until like 7 o'clock because there's just a bomb somewhere in the school that's gonna really blow it up, because the parasites take over my body. So you guys really and truly have until 7 o'clock. Okay, even I'm not near the bomb right now to stop it. So you guys better hurry the fuck up because this is gonna happen one way or another. So you better find the bioterrorism lab, which the fuck do you do as the cops when it probably doesn't exist? Oh no, you panic and hope for, I guess, whatever it will happen next, because anything you try to do will probably set off this woman to blow everybody up, because they're like trying to talk of like, okay, there's gasoline, but how much gasoline is involved? How bad is the damage going to be? And they're like, well, there's a small, I forget what the sizes were, but there's this one
and 16.
Yeah, there's a 5-liter can, there's a 60-liter can that they know about that was in the building next door or something. And they're like, okay, so Oishi's like, if it blows up, it could destroy the whole school. And they're like, oh, for the 16-liter one, right? No. For the 5-liter one.
That's 5, yeah.
For the 5-liter one. If it's a 16-liter one, there won't be anything left. There won't be anything left of the fucking school that's there. So, yeah, a little worrisome with all of that. Tensions were very high with the hostage situation, but lucky for us, Keiichi has the power of reading Steiner and friendship at his side. So most of it at first was him tricking Reina into letting him go out from him. He's like, Reina, did you hear that outside? Did you hear something outside? And Ray's like, no. He's like, yeah, I heard something outside. It's like, okay, go check it. And he goes. He's like, okay, now I can look for the bomb now. Sweet. Awesome. Where's the wire? Where's the cord that the alarm clock is probably connected to or something? He sees a wire, but it was just a trick from Reina to...
It was one of Rikishi's failed traps.
Reina is just... Don't ever be on Rena's bad side. She is very fucking scary if you are on her bad side. I was really fucking concerned so much with how thought out she had so much of this. It was actually very, very, very concerning. Do not fuck with Reina. Don't do it.
Get you the kind of woman that will actually kill you.
Yeah, don't, it's... I knew as well, though, that some part of this was going to get back to a whole match to mirror the beginning water gun fight stuff that they were about to do that never got finished. I knew that we were going to get to that eventually, because why else would you introduce that kind of thing at the beginning unless you're going to resolve it later in some different way? Especially with the volume 4 being, Reina going up with the cleaver, or almost going down on the cleaver to Keiichi while Keiichi's trying to move the bat upwards towards her. Like they're very much in their final match stances against each other. Okay, so there's probably just going to be some sort of fight between them to wrap this all up. And there was, once they kind of figure out that the alarm clock is probably on the roof. And it was on the roof. And so Keiichi manages to get there, knock the alarm clock away before it can ignite the gasoline, but Reina is still up there and is ready to fight Keiichi. So they start fighting up there, but Keiichi's this whole time still trying to figure out, how do I save Rena throughout all this? You know, what she's doing is terrible, but it's also not necessarily her fault. She has just very much at an unstable point in her life fallen very heavily for Takano's conspiracy bullshit. So how do I save her from getting out of the mindset that I was in a different world line like that? So like he has a direct understanding of what that feels like. So he has a better understanding of how he might be able to approach that, especially when he can consider what things didn't work for him. Because he thinks often back to that moment where he beat Rena and Mion with the bat in the other world line, and would see Rena still like smiling and like trying to extend her hand to like help him, even when he's like that, even though he was still like, you know, beating her with the bat or whatever and still killed her. She still tried in the end. So he wants to try to find a way to save her as well, but he's not sure the best way to approach it. But the way that he did it was interesting, and I fully do like the way that's kind of resolved. It feels kind of goofy and like friendship is our power kind of deal, but the way that I think it happened here, I think was probably the best way to diffuse the situation. Where how would you explain it? Is it just basically like he stopped acting like it was an actual hostage situation?
You see,
and
stopped
more
taking
so
it seriously.
Yeah, it was just like, this is just a game now. Like we're just
It was
gonna
a club
finish our
meeting.
match from earlier, you know? What'd you say, Ed?
It was a club meeting.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's a club meeting, it's a little club exercise, club activity. We gotta settle the score from
And they
the
always get
match.
really, really into the games that they play. So how is
You
this
know?
any different?
Yeah, obviously. And obviously, because we're having a match, we gotta have penalties for the people who lose. You know, if I win, you're gonna be in a maid outfit the whole time, and you're gonna have to say good morning and good night every night or whatever. It's gonna be very, very fun. If you win, then I will fully believe in parasites being in everyone and all the conspiracies and all that. And it's like, you know, that sounds less fun. That doesn't sound as fun. Maybe I want to change the penalty game for me. You know, maybe we could change it up a little bit.
They want to put you in a maid outfit, Keiichi.
But I liked that. I thought that was funny at first, the idea of her being like, no, actually, if I win, you get to be in the maid outfit and you get to do it. But then she changed it. She was like, okay, maybe not the maid outfit part, but I want you to say good morning and night to me, you know, every day or whatever, be my friend. And I'm just like, oh, that's sweet, but also, why'd you have to take it with the maid outfit bit? I thought that was funny. She specifically took that away.
You want me to take it seriously?
It's fine. It's fine. They did their fight. They hashed it all out. Meanwhile, the cops are just like, can you kids stop encouraging this? All the kids are going, fight, fight, fight from the sides. After the, which, by the way, I was like,
most realistic middle schoolers.
Yeah. At first, a bunch of them were just like, yeah, Keiichi, go, kill, you know, take her out. She was trying to fucking murder us. But then a couple of them were just like, yeah, no, Reina, I think you could do it too. Yeah, go Reina. And I'm just, okay, are we rooting for Reina? But they're like, no, it's just they're cheering for the activity that's continuing from before. That was the one bit where I'm just like, listen, I can believe a lot of stuff. I don't believe after she held us hostage like that, some of the people would be cheering for her. But you know, Ryukoshi likes to show some hope.
Here and there.
He likes to show some hope in these kids like that, I guess. You know, fuck it, why not? Fuck it. But it's just funny to picture because that's absolutely what happened. The kids would be just yelling, fight, 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 but mostly cheering for Keiichi for it. And the cops are just like,
I
what
told you this is comedy.
Oishi's just looking at it just like, I'm just thinking it looks it's pretty cool to look at. It looks like they're having fun. I don't want to interrupt them, you know. It's like, buddy, wait,
It'd be rude.
It'd be rude. I mean, the real answer was, what the fuck? How are they gonna go interrupt it without having Rena go crazy and do the gasoline stuff? what do you do? Just hope for the best for them, I guess. They were also too busy trying to make sure all the kids were okay, I guess, too, because there's a lot to check on with that. And it's still the nervousness of what fucking cop wants to go near that school that could blow up at any moment and kill all of them. Let's because I think they were trying to yell at them at some point, like, hey, go help the kids, get away from there, quick, go. And it seemed like they were hesitating with it, I think because of the concern of the gasoline. It mostly looked like they were just waiting for the kids to come out themselves and save themselves. I don't know if I was misunderstanding that, but it looked like they were too scared to fucking go near the place too. So,
I mean, would you?
I mean, I'm not a cop that's trying to save these people, so my standards with that are a little different, I think, but anyways, other things with that. How did we feel about that resolution of Keiichi trying to, winning over Rena like that? Do we think it's believable? Do we agree with how we handled that? Do we think it's realistic with how it happened, or do we like it resolving like that? I think I was fine with it because I think I believed it as a way to connect with her at that moment. But it's also one of those things where it takes extraordinary circumstances to allow a lot of things to line up to allow that kind of connection to happen, which worked out here. So I guess I'm fine with it. So, I mean, I thought I liked it. How did you guys feel about it? Did you guys like it? How'd you feel?
Good to Higurashi is about the power of friendship. Yay!
True, so true. And the big thing this week as well, not just the power of friendship, the power of atonement, I guess, was because this is supposed to be the atonement arc, but there was a big thing that we hadn't mentioned yet, because this isn't just about atonement for the actions that Rena's doing based on Takano's stuff, how she could make up for that in the future potentially, but also Keiichi's background. We learned about Keiichi today and his shenanigans that he got up to. This motherfucker. So remember that one time we found out that he's actually supposedly a genius, even though I don't really believe that in many of his cases.
Don't believe it.
Supposedly he's a genius. Apparently, before he moved to Hinamizawa, he was so much of a genius. He's like a gifted kid, always the top of not just his class, but like the entire school. But at some point in his learning, people stopped praising him for it, and they just expected more out of him. So he's like, well, now I don't get fun out of doing that. I have to find fun somewhere else. What if I had fun with model guns? What if I just had a little fun just shooting model guns at people? It says specifically, do not shoot at people, especially because it could like poke out, and even if it's not like a real gun, it could still like hurt someone in the eye or do something else. So don't shoot this at people. So what does Keiichi do? Keiichi's like, well, I'm rebelling against my parents and the system, so I would like to go out and shoot people, but I will specifically go out and shoot little vulnerable schoolgirls because they will not be strong enough to fight back against me if I do this. I will get beat up if I do this to them. I get to torture them in the dark of night, fuck with them, and then leave. And I will do this to several tiny school children, and eventually there's like warnings put up for people against the person who's doing it. They don't know who's doing it, but they're like, somebody at night is going around shooting shooting people. So you guys better watch out. And Keiichi's just like, heh, yeah, that's me. Heh. This is basically the feeling that I wanted out of this. And then eventually he shoots a girl in the eye, and it's very, very bad. And it's just like, it's one of those moments where it's like, I don't even know if that girl's if her vision's gonna be okay after this. That's really, really bad. And it does make him feel guilty about it. He confesses to his parents about it. They're just like, we gotta take you to the cops right now. We're gonna confess to the cops about it. And then they're like, we gotta move. This shit's fucked here. We gotta just move, start fresh. It's over here. So let's just move. And Dad's like, we should go to Hinamizawa because I went there once and there was a very nice looking field where I saw like 2 girls running around in the fields, one of which was obviously Rika. The other one, I don't know who that was. I don't think we were introduced to that character
Find
yet.
out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
And he's like, so that vacant area where they were at, I purchased that land, and that's where we built our house. So our house was built there, in that place where they were running around there. So, we're just gonna move there, start a new life for you. And Keiichi's like, yeah, nobody will know my past here, and I'll just get to meet all these new people. Reina found out about this from Oishi through like conversations with him. And Reina brings it up as like a fuck you, I can't trust you because you're not really my friend. I can't trust you because you didn't even tell me about that. Your true past about this. So obviously you're a liar, you're a fiend, and you're not my friend. For all I know, you're a parasite clone alien. By the way, it has not been lost on me that there's like 3 different conspiracies combined for this. It's like it's a parasite, but also it's aliens that are parasites or created the parasites, and they create clones. And they're everywhere, and it's the whole village that's involved. There's like multiple conspiracies involved with this. Multiple.
There's layers. Much like an onion.
Keiichi the next day goes to school. We just jump away from the random stuff to be like, okay, so school the next day. Keiichi's just like, hey everybody, I just want to say that I used to shoot little schoolgirls with model guns to terrorize them for fun. I just wanted to tell you guys about that. I felt really bad about that, and I've realized that I didn't actually tell you guys about that. So I just wanted to tell you guys about that. I just wanted to let you know. That's me. And I think you guys are my friend, and I just didn't want you to not know about that. And they all look at him, and they're like, okay, that's great, but like you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to tell us that. You probably shouldn't have told us that. But like, we appreciate it, I guess. People have a lot of secrets. We have a lot of secrets that we don't want to share and we're not going to share, but thank you for sharing, I guess. It was very funny where he's just like opening up about his situation. They're just like, hey, maybe you're oversharing. Maybe you're just oversharing a little bit, Keiichi. Maybe keep that one to yourself. I don't know. I wouldn't share this with a lot of people. But I mean, they did frame it more as a we're friends, and we're not here to judge people based on their past with that kind of stuff. We're here to be friends and to learn about each other as we are now, the person that we are now, not the person that we used to be with situations like that. They're framing it in a more a nicer way. But the whole time I was reading it, it just felt like an awkward, like, yeah, bro, you're like oversharing. You don't have to tell us that. We have a lot of fucking secrets that you really don't want to know about. Especially Mion, probably. It cuts to Mion, and Mion's like, shooting model guns? That's child's play. I used to throw bricks at the cops, and I've been arrested multiple times.
I have a record.
I have a criminal
at the
record.
Right age of like 16, 18, 15, I'm not sure.
I'm just picturing Rika being like, you don't want to know what the fuck I've done in the numerous timelines I've been involved in. You don't want to know, man. You don't want to fucking know.
I've been underage drinking. God knows.
I was underage drinking just this morning.
Like a real villain.
I think at some point somebody had given me some PNG sprite of Rika with a glass of wine in her hand, and I always had just assumed that was just a joke image that somebody had edited. Yeah, I just assumed that was an edit. I didn't realize that was real. I didn't realize that was real.
It's an integral part of the plot.
I put that shit.
I mean, to be fair, that's not Rika.
Oh, true. So true. That's
true.
Whoever that is.
Imposter Rika.
Yeah, who could it possibly be?
Because I put a bunch of meme images around the borders of one of my stream scenes when I was streaming a Mahjong tournament a year ago, and that image was in that, the Rika with the wine glass, and I did put something look like it was inside of it. I made it look like it was in it. But I always just assumed the Rika with the wine glass thing was just a meme. I didn't realize it was real. What the fuck?
Higurashi, he knows what he's doing.
Yukushi's a funny man sometimes with that. Which, by the way, speaking of her drinking, I think like this one of the volumes has you got the cover art, and then the next page usually has additional chapter art. This one just has a full-on colored page of Rika drinking in like a pond of wine. Hold on, I'll show this on stream.
She's living her best life.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see
I'm just having a drink with the boys.
just a little drink. And, with all the bullshit she has been through in the many timelines, why not? Why not?
I think she deserves it at this
Earned the
point.
right to just have a fucking drink.
I'm not sure if you accidentally did this or intentionally did this, but a couple times I've seen timelines you said world lines. I thought that was funny.
It really is the same thing. It's really not a different
I know.
thing. It's really not a different thing.
I know it's not, but I couldn't tell if it was intentional or not.
No,
It
no,
is
it's
extremely funny how much Steins Gate is just Higurashi.
It is.
time travel. We got reading
not a drug,
Steiners
it's
involved
very
now.
good.
We got reading Steiner involved with Keiichi, seeing the parallels and stuff.
So I'll read the Steins Gate manga if it has one.
It does have one actually. It's different. It's different from the VN though because of the nature of differing world lines. It's different, but it's good. I have the complete omnibus version of it. I think that's only 4 volumes though, which is why it hasn't been up to vote though. I would probably put it up for like a short series for us to read at some point, but I think it's only like 4 volumes. It's good though. So, yeah. So Rika has a drinking problem, just a little bit.
As you do.
Actually, she more so has a time looping problem, and the answer is lots of drinking, probably. That's how she seems like in this. She like kind of gave up at a certain point here, and then later on, Keiichi saw the world lights, and Rika's like, you know what? Maybe I should try this time because this boy for some reason can see the other world line. So maybe I should try this time. Maybe something will be different.
Oh, man, I like the idea that no, drinking isn't a problem; it's a solution.
Yes.
To the horrors of the time looping. Listen, it gets to a point. Okay, it gets to a point.
This would have solved ReZero right away.
Subaru has gone through a lot of bullshit, okay? But not as much as Rika probably has. It sounds like, I think at some point she said she's done this for like over 100 years or something. That's a lot, if that's true. So, I also still don't understand that. Oh, I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, just what you said, 100 years worth of loops.
Now, my thing with the loops, and I don't really fully understand how her powers work, I didn't know if those years include like the full span of her life or if it's only just like a short period, which we'll probably learn more about later. But I know at least in that arc that showed us Hinamizawa during the dam project stuff with Akasaka, I think Akasaka was the guy in that arc, right? That was Akasaka. I was like, I just remembered at that point Rika was still on her I can see the future bullshit. So she, it might be the entirety of her life, but then again, her entire life seems to be 9 years, I guess. So I forget how old Rika is when she dies. How old is she at this point?
It's really young, but
yeah. So, I mean, she could have also been trying to do things earlier in her life too, and then it resulted in another reset for all we know. But it does also seem at least like her perspective is not what controls the world line. Like something like ReZero, where Subaru dying seemingly brings him to an earlier point, and we don't see what happens afterwards because for all we know, there is no world after he died, and it just kind of goes back to that point. It could be a case with Rika where, because I believe that arc where we saw her stab herself to like die before Shion could kill her, and then the story still kept going, kind of implies that the world line does not necessarily end with Rika's death. It will keep going. seemingly. But I guess we'll find out more about that. I would hope pretty soon, because we only have like 2 more arcs left. So I would hope we'd learn about that
To be fair, these
pretty
next two
soon.
arcs seem a little long.
They are pretty chunky. They're the omnibus versions as well. They're pretty chunky reads. It's gonna take us a bit to finish them, but it'll be very interesting to see what sort of answers we get with it, because we're getting like not really answers to the arcs that well, I mean, in a way we are, I guess. I'm trying to think, like, because the Atonement arc is a different world than the Abducted by Demons arc world. These are different worlds, and we could see this directly in this arc. However, it does pose an answer to the initial arc, even so directly, because Keiichi is looking at that world line and thinking to himself, in that world line, I remember they came over with a syringe to inject me, but actually, was it really a syringe? And I'm like, oh no, are we doing this? Was it really actually a syringe? Picture it. What was it really? It was the marker. And they were trying to write on his shirt just like they did for Tomitake. They were going to write "feel better." And I don't know what the thought process
no,
was.
not the marker.
I will just say, I get that explanation.
16.
I get the explanation of why they were trying to make him feel better. But they're like holding down this freaking out Keiichi who is extremely paranoid about them, and he's like freaking the fuck out, and he's like, okay, don't worry, we'll give you the same treatment Tomitake got real quick. And he's probably screaming, no, leave me alone, let me go. Don't worry, we're just gonna write on your shirt real quick. And then he gets the metal bat and he fucking kills them because he's like, no, I won't let you inject me. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, at that point, it is the same thing, like I was saying with the teacher, where it's like they don't know he's that far gone. They know he's like kind of having a rough time, but they're trying to cheer him up, and they're just acting like they normally would. And he's the one who is misreading everything to the point of hallucinating.
Yeah.
And a lot of it he's doing in isolation as well. Like
Yes.
when they are not there.
Yeah. Like I think he freaks out at Rena like once, visibly, and yells at her, and so that's like one of, if not the only time that they would have actually seen him be like losing his shit.
Yeah. I still think back to Abducted by Demons arc when Keiichi's at home alone. Both of his parents have gone out of town for like business or something. And Keiichi goes to the supermarket, buys himself some like cheap shit to like make for dinner. And Reina comes over and it's like, hey, Keiichi, let me in. Are you gonna make that cheap shit that you bought at the convenience store? You should let me in. I could cook you something very good. And I'm just like,
I have some extra rice.
Keiichi's just like, how does she know? How does she know I'm home alone? How does she know I bought that stuff at the convenience store? And I'm just like, your mom called her, obviously. Your mom called her and said, hey, Keiichi's home alone, and I'm pretty sure he's going to feed himself dog shit. So could you, like, go there and, like, watch out for him? I know you like him, too. So, like, you know, could you watch out for him, please? Like... Like this is obviously what happened.
Him go there anyway, because there's that whole thing about like Rena and Keiichi's mom actually like legitimately knowing each other.
Yeah.
And like meeting up consistently at the supermarket.
Right. There's like
Keiichi
like,
oh, I didn't see her today. That means she's probably not here.
Let's go check on Keiichi. He isn't doing too well anyway, so I probably should.
And that was also the arc where I think
her fingers.
Yeah, the finger scene with her trying to put her fingers in the door, trying to open it up to like help him or whatever, and then he like closes it on her. Like, ow, buddy!
Fucking Christ, Keiichi.
Yeah. So like, the answers that we get here is, you know, the paranoia taking over people for various reasons. For the Shion Mion stuff, we get the answers of all the Satoshi background, driving Shion to do what she does to set up all of the circumstances that we see happen there. And so we are getting answers, but there's an overarching bigger mystery that we're pretty much only just now finding out about because of Rika. This is like the bigger supernatural mystery of things, which doesn't help with some of the situations with some of the people, but it is very interesting that we've included it with it. I say it doesn't help specifically when it comes to Reina being super paranoid, and then the cryptic time looper comes in saying cryptic time looper shit, and it really makes things worse. So, because Reina later on was just like, Rika came over and she admitted that she's a clone. That means I'm right. I was right the whole time. I know I am, Keiichi. There's a lot with that.
Really though, Rika really could have just like held back on that a little bit, seeing the state of things. But no, she was just like, I'm gonna be truthful.
Her being
It's a
truthful.
bad time for that.
Her being truthful was just Reina being like, "You're not Rika. Who are you?" And Rika's just like, "Heh. So you finally saw through me, huh? You finally figured it out." No.
Like, it's not
all
the
pieces
timeline for that. It's
together,
not the
Battler.
timeline for that, girl.
It's so fucking Judy.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking back to the Chuny bullshit that they'll say in like Steins Gate too. But Steins Gate's thing, it's a lot of like Chuny acting from Okabe, and then actual serious shit happens that would sound like Chuny shit if you explained it to anybody. And then it's like, what do you do? What do you do with that? Yeah. And then parts of this remind me of that. So power of friendship though. I hear that fixes. I hear the power of friendship fixes a lot of things, but
not Gaslight though.
It doesn't help when you think all of your friends have been replaced by clones. I'm just saying, it makes things a little complicated. Just a little bit.
So you tell me some sort of imposter among us.
But Keiichi was able to pull through. Was able to get Reina to come to her senses at the end. And we had a very nice, happy-looking ending, despite the fact that this girl is absolutely being arrested and probably going to some sort of a medical institute of some sort, I'd imagine, because she really does need the help, probably. But
well,
she,
good news, that doesn't get to happen because whoop, gas leak.
Well, we don't even know if it was the gas leak that killed him. I'm just saying. But either way, it was a nice little shot of everybody was happily ever after. There's like a giant shot of the moon behind them as they're standing on the roof, and it just says the Atonement arc, Finn. And then you go to the next page, and you're like, wait a minute, there's more pages. So you go to the next page, and it's someone saying, oh, you turned the page. Now why'd you go and do that? Now it's all ruined.
It's a trick, but I love that shit so much.
It was very cool.
Reading a series of unfortunate events.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Oh fuck, I remember that.
I love
That was
that
a long
shit
ass
so
time
much.
ago.
It was a very cool shot of it too. And then it goes like 22 years after the incidents, and it's like, yeah, so they did everything they could to stop Rena at that situation, and then everyone died the next day. And then everybody died the next day. So, maybe she was right. No, but it was the volcanic eruption of gas leak that caused all this. But did it really? Because if you examine the concrete, would this really have done it? And what about everything else around the area? Akasaka's still like, I should have saved Rika. Rika was warning me the whole time about things. And here is text number whatever, and it's one of Takano's books explaining things again. It's like, this explains that they were all controlled by parasites from space. It's like, okay, so are we still believing Takano stuff in the future? And I think they're like, well, maybe not, but the theorists online are certainly talking about it a lot. The people on the forums are discussing it often.
The fortunes are right again.
All the true crime conspiracy theorists online. So obviously we're going to have a little commentary It wasn't like a huge thing about it here yet. It was more so there in Umineko. Maybe it'll be more so a thing in this later on. But it was more just like a little nudge towards it here, where it's just like, yeah, these are Takano's theories and all of that are like bits of information that other people in the outside world have also received and consumed and are thinking about, and everybody's trying to come up with their own theories about this natural disaster. And I just keep thinking back to Umineko being like, you are just the disgusting goat conspiracy theorists that are trying to scream your theories about this, but actually everybody was perfectly fine. All they had was a Halloween party. Everybody was perfectly fine. Nothing happened at the gas leak, the Hinamizawa incident. Nothing happened. Everybody's fine. They all just moved. And they just didn't want to tell anybody that they moved.
They all just moved to Canada.
Okay, well, I wouldn't want to admit that either, so I guess that makes sense. I guess that
Exactly, see? Checks out.
Trying to make sure if there was anything I left out, because I for the Keiichi information was like interesting to learn about for him, and it was only really there towards the atonement kind of theme of this volume, but I almost had forgotten about it because it really didn't impact much of things. I had wondered for a second. Yeah, what's that? What do you want to mention?
This from Keiichi, I thought it was funny.
What from Keiichi? Where is this?
It's in spoiler zone.
I'm gonna make you cry. What was this in context?
During the fight.
You could include the context around it too.
No, sorry.
You included a zoomed in shot of just the line and not the context around it. What?
Of course. Why would you want anything else, Chef?
I don't know, so that we can understand what it is at a glance, maybe.
No, sorry.
Shadow's allergic to context. Oh.
Yeah, I think Shadow's context phobic.
Oh, okay. Ryukishi would be a big fan, okay?
Yeah,
really likes putting things out of context to really make you come up with conspiracies and different ideas of what's going on. And it's like, no, it was just this. Obviously. No, yeah.
Oh, also,
What?
fuck, I'm blanking. Okay, the college has done something wrong to me. Okay, the maggots have gotten me. Okay.
Hey, at least you're not getting
in the trash heap.
At least you're not getting bored from school,
funny.
and at least you're not getting bored from school and decide to shoot people with model guns. Okay, don't do that. Oh yeah.
I don't even know where I would get them.
Ren is just kind of living in trash in the dumpster while she's having the paranoia moment. Not good. Not good at all.
This is my territory, Jeff. You can't beat me here.
And the whole time too, she's like also scratching at her throat. There's like no maggots coming out of it, but she's like so paranoid about it that she thinks it's happening. Because she was like fully convinced that they had injected Tomitake with something so that the parasite inside of his body could like unleash itself or become more powerful. They were like testing this out. She was so convinced about that, and she was convinced that Mion had poisoned her with like some food she ate at some point, and that she was trying to infect her with maggots too or something. So yeah, it's a lot. Give me one moment here. My nose is very, very fucking stuffed. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know where this is coming from. Just give me a moment here.
It's the maggots. They're coming right out of your nose.
The maggots are not, in fact, coming right out of my nose. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. That's disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, they're crawling up there.
I was expecting you to provide content for the stream while I was blowing my nose, not whatever
Is that not
was.
content?
I expect you not to gross out the listeners over on Spotify. Okay, that's what I was expecting.
Christ, you and your anti fun. I won't stand for this.
Sorry, I won't let you talk about maggots going up noses. My bad. God forbid a shadow man have fun, I guess. What do I know?
Actually, maybe for fun. The 2 isn't allowed to have fun.
Oh, okay, what about 3.4?
Like, okay, we
Actually,
don't talk about them
they
anymore.
actually didn't put fun in the updates until the 5th version, because that's when the trolls come in.
What trolls?
Oh, I see. Okay, Agasaka. Let's talk about Agasaka real quick. Because I'm looking at the last pages now, and there's shots of Keiichi doing a whole big speech about how we won't let the scripts of your tragedies take over our lives, you evil devils. We'll just tear your scripts to shreds. And it's Akasaka holding on to Takano's notebook and going, a devil script that caused a series of mysterious
What are you
deaths over
talking
5
about?
years, taking thousands of lives. Who could possibly be behind the script that people wrote? And I'm like, buddy, you have the script in your hand. I think we know who wrote it. I'm pretty sure at this point it's Takano. I'm pretty sure at this point it's Takano. You're holding the
God
script.
forbid a woman have hobbies.
Somebody wrote this script, and somebody performed it, and somebody watched it and
God
laughed.
forbid women
What do you
do
have
anything.
against women just expressing themselves artistically?
Thousands of people died.
What
You
is
just hate
wrong
art.
with women?
Look, chap,
dying
small
a death.
sacrifices. Okay,
Small sacrifices. Thousands of people died.
It's
Happens
called
every
Yeah,
art.
and it could have been millions. Be grateful.
What the
I have
fuck?
altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further, chap.
What the fuck?
Be happy they budgeted.
So I'm pretty convinced Takano is the evil behind most of everything going wrong on all of these
Wolfborg
timelines.
does have to be one of the appearing characters.
I don't know what exactly happened with the
matter how
Gaslight
minor.
situation, but I'm pretty sure Takano was involved with that in some way. I don't know exactly if it was a gas leak or it was something else, but pretty sure it's all Takano. I'm pretty sure at this point.
What do you mean? We already know Shion killed all those people.
Oh, obviously, yeah. that's
She's
true.
dead. Did you not hear the coroner's report that she'd been dead for 24 hours?
Obviously, she's been dead the whole time. Listen,
You think Ryukishi would lie to you?
often, and in fact,
Do you think he would take a page out of Agatha Christie's most common trope to fabricate the time of death and move the
No,
timeline
not at all.
around to make the mystery more complicated?
I'm just
Do
saying.
you really think?
I'm just saying using the burnt bodies to hide who's died was like one of the very first things that I think was revealed with Umineko. So I think that was like pretty early on, still in the question stuff when that was revealed. I'm just saying that bit. I don't know if Umineko trained me too much for that, but I don't know, that mixed with Akasaka holding
That's
Takano's
just
notebook.
So ridiculous, chap. That's like me reusing the same joke.
No, you would never do
Me doing the
that.
same joke. And I would never do that.
Listen, I just think it's who could be writing this script? I say as I grip Takano's notebook. Who could be writing the script that
writing
makes
the
people kill each other?
While I'm holding this script-shaped notebook.
Who could be doing this? I don't know. So I don't think the cops are ever going to solve this. I don't think the cops are ever solving this mystery. What's it again?
It seems like you've forgotten the heart.
Never forget the heart.
Why is she doing it?
That is true. Why would she be doing this? That part I hadn't thought of yet, but it's pretty obvious to me that she's probably heavily involved with it. But why is she doing it? Well, she could be just the Joker, just trying to see how crazy she can make people before she kills everyone. she could just be the Joker for all I know.
Yeah, Ryukishi really likes unsympathetic villains.
Obviously.
Of course. He's well known for this. We just no sympathy.
Well,
She got what she deserved.
I don't really know too much about Takano to be able to come up with a lot of theories related to
Exactly.
why
So
Takano
stop
would do this.
making fun of women having hobbies. You don't know her, okay?
You don't know her like I know her.
You don't know her.
You
like I
you know her. You know her conspiracies, not her story. Okay.
I can fix her. Okay.
you don't know what she's been through. All right. You don't know.
You only know one side of the story.
which, by the way, I'm still remembering when Akasaka's
You weren't
like,
there when she was nice to me that one time. She gave me the scrapbook.
she told me all about how fucked the the first time Keiichi talked with her, she was immediately just like, yeah, you hear about them murders? You hear about them murders? Yeah, it's fucked up, isn't it? Fucked up about those murders. I'll tell you all about it later. Don't worry, buddy. Really messed up what happened here, huh? Huh. Interesting. I got just the scrapbook for you. Maggots in your skin? Oh, I got you.
Big fan of comedy, all right?
Yeah, but I mean, she might just be innocent, not involved at all. By the way, when I think back now to when Akasaka was like trying to use the phone in the hospital and the line was cut, and Takano's just like, oh, that's unfortunate. How'd that happen? Haha. A part of me is just like, hey, why didn't he just use the office one that she offered? And now I'm thinking like it's probably a good thing he didn't, because Takano was probably planning to do some fuck shit to him if he did. But then again, I mean, he survived too, right?
You consider that maybe his vibes were bad?
His vibes were off. Okay, he is a cop, so can you blame him? So, I mean, can you blame Takano for thinking his vibes were off? Is what I mean. But
God forbid.
God forbid a cop have a hobby. He has a hobby. It's called mahjong, by the way. We remember this detail about him.
True. Oh, so men can have hobbies, but not women.
No, God forbid men have hobbies,
Plastic
okay?
misogyny.
So that's what Ryukashi's trying to tell us.
I see. This isn't making...
Yeah,
This
Rikushi
doesn't
tells
make
us
sense
that
at all.
men's hobbies are mahjong, women's hobbies are conspiracy theories that makes people kill each other. That's what he's trying to tell
No,
us.
men's
Men are into
hobbies
sports. Women are into the occult.
Yeah,
It
Does
lines up
mahjong
still.
count as a sport?
He just
Hey,
went more
listen.
general for the comparison in Umeko,
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
He realized that men are into more than just mahjong sports and women are into more than just conspiracy theories.
So true. Keiichi's got the bat. He likes sports, baseball. Baseball.
He's just working on his swing, yeah.
Yeah, it's just working on a swing. No big deal. No problem. Okay, so yeah, Takano's Takano. We'll just leave that at that. Takano's doing her hobbies. Akasaka's never gonna solve the case. Oishi's definitely not solving the case. But it's fine. We have Rika, the time looper, who is also not saving things seemingly. So I don't even know what's the problem there. I don't know what's going on there.
Look, she's doing her best. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, it sounded like she was giving up this time, so maybe not. maybe she stopped doing her best a while ago. I don't know.
Her best is not enough.
In the loop before this, she just stabbed herself in the neck. So in this loop, she just said, "I'm gonna walk away." I don't know if she's doing her best. I don't really know. All right. Well, what else do we have to talk about with this stuff? How did we feel about Reina's arc here? Everything going on with Reina, everything she went through. I think with the added stuff from this week compared to, I think last week's stuff, I did really like what they were doing with her background. And I think the stuff that they were doing this week with her background, like less so her background, more so how her background has shaped the kind of person that she would become this week, becoming the big conspiracy theory head and going crazy and unstable because of all that, those issues. Like, I think it was very cool to see. It was very unfortunate to see her go down this kind of path, but it was very interesting to see us basically following someone with that mindset and how far it would go with somebody with that mindset. I'm not sure if a 15-year-old with this mindset would be as smart as she was with the hostage situation. However, that bit's a little concerning for what cases Ryukishi might have been thinking of with people for a 15-year-old to do all that. But it's fine. I mean, it worked for us to eventually get to our conclusion of things. And its main point was mostly to show us just how far gone she was after a certain point and what she was willing to go through to prove herself correct in that situation, because she had truly believed that she was trying to save everybody. Yeah, I liked the Atonement arc. I liked it for establishing the connection with the other timeline, so we got to learn more about the supernatural side of things going on with the time looping situation. I liked it for all the Rena focus with this and the path that she went on, and I liked it for its introduction or introducing the idea of like all of these different conspiracies or theories that you might have towards whatever answers for these arcs might just be you overthinking some of these things and being paranoid about certain actions more so. And that you shouldn't be like looking into the worst in some people with these kind of things, because a lot of this volume was a lot of Keiichi saying like you should be trusting your friends. You know, I think, was it last week's reading that had Ryukishi in the afterwards saying, hey, you should talk to your parents if you're having a problem or whatever. You should like talk to somebody if you need advice about something. Here was a lot of Keiichi very loudly saying, hey, friendship, you know, you should trust your friends. You should snap out of it, Rena. Please just trust me, and we will have a happy days together again. So it's a lot of very hopeful thinking from Keiichi, but he saved the day in the end. It's just unfortunate the next page had to say yes, and then everybody died. But
Whoops.
But I mean, I guess we'll get more into whatever that situation was later. In the future, like what actually killed everybody. Was it a gas leak, or was it aliens, or was it the Yakuza, or I don't know. It could be anything. It could be that Takano. It could be that Takano went to. I think Takano went to literally everybody in the village and shot them with a real gun. I think that's probably what she did. She went to every single person one by one and shot them. I think that's what she did.
You're telling me it was Kagero days?
Basically, and then she crushed the cell phone, and the little Miku on the cell phone cried.
When the Miku's crying.
Yeah.
That gun that Mion always has was foreshadowing, actually.
Exactly. Which, by the way, I was surprised when we brought up Kate. Oh, actually, no. That I had thought for a moment when she said that's cute to the story about Keiichi shooting the model gun at people. I thought she was saying, like, at first I thought she was saying that's cute, as in like I think that is cute that you were interested in a model gun. But she was more saying like that's cute as in like that's kid shit. I throw bricks at people. So I was surprised we didn't have any sort of connection with the fact that, hey, you had this past with model guns. Hey, I literally carry a model gun with me at all times, by the way.
Like a real American.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. I was surprised we didn't mention that at all, or that it never was a thing that was brought up before. But I guess if you're somebody with that kind of past with model guns, you probably don't want to talk about them too much, maybe. But then again, this volume started with them doing water gun fights. So what do I know? I don't know anything about anything about anything.
Yeah.
About anything. All right. Yeah, so did anybody else want to share anything about Rena or anything else that you wanted to... Did you like Rena's arc? Did you like these volumes in general? Did you like the Atonement arc? How'd you guys feel? Nobody feels anything.
Yeah, I'm a machine. What do you expect from me?
I thought it was really cool. I liked the way that we split it between the weeks truly was like the best way to mess us all up.
It was very
Higurashi,
good.
and he got us with his vicious traps.
It was a very good trick. It was a very
You
good
telling
trick.
me Riku's a good writer?
Dang, who'd have thought?
His writing is this fire? No, that can't be possible. This must be the work of Takano.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked the bringing back the club activity as a way to like get her back into like reality for a day before everyone died.
All right.
Look,
Yep.
okay, it's not where you. It's not where you. Fuck, never mind.
Everything was a happy ending. We just had to not turn the page. That's on us.
Exactly.
We did
Mhm,
this.
mhm.
Yeah,
Everything
really,
was fine.
it's your fault if you think
It
about
is.
it.
It is. It is
We
my
are the
fault.
ones who brought Akasaka back. It's us.
Hey.
We did that.
My boy's ready to play
You
Mahjong.
crossed the Spec Ops the
Mhm.
line.
Oh my god. Listen, he's ready to play
You're
Mahjong.
laughing. I'm just suffering and you're laughing.
He's ready to play Mahjong because he's certainly not solving this mystery, okay? He's holding the answer in his hands, but he's like, who could have done this?
Who killed this?
Who killed Hannibal? So yeah. Yeah, so you like this Mike? You liked the Atonement arc?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It's probably as close to a happy ending as there's gonna be.
It was very, very happy for a moment. Hey, how do we feel about the art? How's the art? Did anybody have any strong feelings about the art this week? Because I thought it was very. I think I had was last week's ones the ones that we had concerns about with the style looking weirdly different, or was that the one before? I thought it was last week's. This week's I thought they were very, very good. I thought it went really well. Now that we were into the more serious conspiracy kind of stuff with it, I thought it worked
I
out.
thought we just talked about everybody having very moe faces. Very
Yeah, I didn't
cutesy.
really notice that as much this week.
Yeah, I feel like it hits the most to me with Rika specifically, but everybody else, and like for her it kind of works because it's like creepy little girl.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, it wasn't a problem.
Like Rita definitely still had some like moe moments, but they're mostly in the moments where we have a breakthrough with her and help her reach reach out to her again and help her come back to sanity or whatever.
Yeah.
Where she's like happy. Those bits.
I think you brought it up a bit earlier, chat, but I really did like the moment of Keiichi having the memory.
Oh
and
my god,
the
it was
two
so
panels
cool.
just being like laid out. Because I got physical copies, so it is just like one. You open or turn the page, and it's like one page is the one panel of him in the classroom, and the other page is him in his room, having just done the thing. So you get both at once, and it's really good.
And that's wonderful.
Yep, and I could tell that's how it was laid out or meant to be seen before too, because before that is an actual two-page spread of something else, I think, and then it cuts to the distortion of like them in the classroom and then them, Keiichi in the same position, but the blood in the bloody room, which feels really cool when I'm reading it on my Kindle tablet. I'm sorry, when I'm reading it on my tablet. It felt really cool because I flick the next page, I see him in the classroom, page after, it's literally the same spot, same page, but shifted to the fucked up world. That's very cool.
Really good.
With that, I was like, this goes so fucking hard. That's a moment that's really gonna stick with me, mixed with that other moment from the curse killing arc where you have that one shot of, was it Keiichi or Satoko or something? It was like someone's head and then like a whole page of thoughts written like vertically or something, and it takes up like the entire page, and I thought that was very cool. But now I can't remember the context of it. I think it was something about like rationale of like why
It's I believe it's
Satoko's uncle
Keiichi
deserved
deciding
to die.
to, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a very long list of rationale in his head of why this motherfucker deserves to die, and then he goes out and kills them. That was also a shot that I thought went really hard when it comes to the whole fucked up distortions side of these things. I liked that, and I liked that shift here with that. That was a very strong reveal for that, which I wonder how that kind of thing is handled in the VN in comparison, because that works really well here. But how does that work in the VN? Does it just cut to like the sounds of like him crushing them to death or something? How's that work in the VN? I'm interested in that.
I'm trying to remember because it has been a couple years at this point. I don't think they do much visually in that same way. I think it is more reliant on the sound, obviously, of the Keiichi practicing his swing, and the just the narration of like Keiichi flashing back and remembering, and you as the reader flashing back and remembering.
Right. One thing I did learn this week, yet again, with this series, is that these cops can't do shit. Oishi just makes things worse. Sure. And Agasaga's not solving anything. So, you know.
I wonder if Ryukishi could be saying something about the police force.
What could he possibly be saying?
You should have learned this back during summertime rendering, okay? The investigators, they're not good. They don't help at all.
Well, summertime rendering, they had one cop in the town. They had one cop who was immediately replaced by a clone. I don't know. Or was that was only a one-off.
I'm just really glad that Higurashi isn't a political
he was
series.
On the quiz. You should remember this, champ.
No, I remember what you're saying now. What were you saying, Ann? Sorry about that. What were you saying, Ann?
Oh, I'm just really glad Higurashi isn't a political series at all.
No.
There's no messages whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't be able to stand it if Ryukishi was a political writer.
No, yeah,
I mean, could you imagine?
That'd be terrible. I just listen to him whenever he says, you know, men get into sports, women get into the occult. That's it. I don't think more beyond that. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, which is, of course, as we all know, deeply apolitical.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. No, that's just a statement. Yeah.
Statement of fact.
Oh, I did also want to shout out the. This is just more so one of my favorite moments in the VN, and then it translating very well. But the flashback to Rena trying to reach out to Keiichi and Onekakushi.
Trying to reach, oh, like through the door when he's like closing the door, or was this a different moment? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you just mean like reach out in general, not like physically reaching out in like one moment? And hello? Am I still? Oh no, I think I'm actually disconnected from Discord. Oh shit. I think
it's the curse, Jeff. You
wait.
fool! You incite her back.
Oh wait, I'm here. Hello? I'm here. I'm back.
Hi.
Oh,
hello.
Hi.
What happened? I think Discord died for me for a bit. Okay, hello. Can you guys hear me? I can hear you guys, or I was able to.
Can hear you.
Sorry about that. You had mentioned something about Rena reaching out to Keiichi. I wasn't sure if you were referring to like a specific moment or if you just meant like in general.
Oh, yeah, no. There's flashback in this moment of Keiji like realizing what Rena was trying to do, like even after he had killed Mion. And there's just this shot of her like covered in blood, with holding her arms out, like almost like open to a hug. And it's right before he swings down, but it's just that shot of her, and that's like the full page.
Yep.
And it's one of my favorite moments from the visual novel, and I just really appreciated getting to see it depicted in that way, even if it hurt a lot.
Very, very powerful moments. Very powerful moments. Yeah, the manga has been going pretty strong with those moments at times. There are times where I think early on I was a bit nervous about whether or not I was going to be satisfied with how we try to answer this kind of stuff. But I think mostly it has all been very, very interesting and done very well so far. I'm interested in, I don't know if you guys remember this at all, but book club friend of the stream, Justin, who used to be in a lot of our earlier episodes, but he's been busy with life recently, so he hasn't been here for quite a while. Years ago was one of the people who initially showed me a couple episodes of the Higurashi anime. He eventually went and, I don't remember if he finished the anime or if he just looked up what happens later on with it, but he, for some reason, really hated how it ended, and I'm interested to see why he hated it for when we finish it. At least we're not done yet, of course. We still have 2 more arcs to go through that could make me hate it for all I know. But I'm interested to see what made him hate it, because it sounded like at some point he might have. I didn't understand the context at first, so I kind of ignored it. I didn't know if he was trying to like it. It felt like maybe he had fallen for Takano's conspiracies as like the answer for things, but I wasn't sure because I was like ignoring most of what he was saying.
Vicious trap.
So we'll it'll be interesting for me to find out what might have made him upset with it. I might have to, because I think he joined in while we were talking during the final volumes of Umineko. He joined in on one of them, and I had asked him, since we were reading another edition of Umineko, or the When They Cry franchise, I think I had asked him on stream, like, without spoiling it, you know, why exactly did you hate the ending, or what parts of the ending might you have hated that you can say without spoiling? He's like, well, I can't, because the fucking reason why I hated it was because of this thing that's a huge spoiler that I can't talk about yet. I'm like, all right, well, you know what, that's fair. But it'll be interesting to see. But so far, I'm liking the answers arc so far. I'm liking the answers that we're getting. It all makes sense to me, and it's still keeping me interested in what's going on in the next bit. I do think it's a bit bullshit that we only really had, like, most of the Rika stuff was pretty much kept until now. I mean, like, they only really hinted at it more in the time killing arc, in which she, like, just was predicting the future, I guess. I mean, there was also another bit where she was rolling around while the Sonozaki grandma was talking to her, and she was trying to be like, I don't know that man, or something. But, like, she seems like she's the main character of things, and we just have not been following her story at all. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's happening with her. And also, another thing that came into my head was Keiichi's dad bought the land that the kids were playing in and immediately built a different house on it, and I'm thinking, like, what did you do? Did you, like, fuck with some tribal priest thing or something? Did you fuck with some, like, priest thing by buying this land and building your fucking mansion upon it? And now shit's fucked for everybody. Because it looked like a very nice, like, field of flowers at first that the 2 girls were having fun in, and now it's their mansion. So I don't know. That was a thing that came into my head at some point. It probably means nothing. It probably is just a coincidence. But, yeah. Yeah, so I liked the Atonement arc. I liked it. I feel like I should come up with one of those, like arc ranking tier lists at some point in the future. I don't remember if we did that for Umineko. Did we do that for Umineko? I think we did a tier list. I think we did a tier list for who we thought was sus at some point.
I feel like we did a tier list at the end for all the things, but
I think we
remember.
did at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, I don't remember what the results were, but we should probably do one for Higurashi for these arcs at some point. I think that'd be cool. Because, like, this is also a thing where, like, some of them sort of correlate with the original one, but actually they could just be just completely different timelines that are just sort of loosely connected in some way. Like, this one was definitely a different result than the Abducted by Demons arc. But they are directly connected.
Yeah, we can talk about parallel universes.
All right, with that all in mind, let me read the afterwords that we got here. Volume 3's afterword. About the Atonement arc, precisely because he is a normal person. Ryukishi. Hello, I'm Ryukishi07. For this afterword, I would like to talk about the main character of Higurashi when they cry, Keiichi Maebara. It's true that Keiichi Maebara has several unique traits, but fundamentally he's a normal person, just like you and me. He has an energy befitting his age, and he can't sit back and watch when something's bothering his friends. Those are all the traits that would be natural and not a bit strange for any of us to have. And if this Keiichi can confront the hardships that befall him and overcome them, then that means we can all overcome, just like him. It thrills me to think of it. Of course, Higurashi is entertainment. Nothing could be better than for you to laugh and cry as you read it. But if there's anyone who learns from Keiichi Maebara and puts what they learn into practice, then as the author, I'm certain that nothing could make me happier. Oh, but please, imitate Keiichi's good qualities, okay? Don't copy the bad ones. Don't do that. Don't start shooting people in the eyes with
don't
model guns. Don't do that. Try not to do that. Only the good stuff. You know, go around and say my friends are my power. Do that instead. I think we also had an afterword from the artist. By the way, the artist in that afterword did Christmas art.
Hold on. Do you have it? Because I have it. If you don't.
I mean, I have it right here. Yeah, I can just copy and
God
paste
damn
it.
it, never mind. Yeah, okay. Throw it again.
I was like, it's not colored, but I'm pretty sure there's like Christmas looking art. But then again, they could also just be. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Christmas art, but it's not colored. They look like Santa hats. I'm showing it on stream too. This is why it's taking me a bit. There you go. But Randos has like two sides to it. It does say Santa on his shirt. I did not notice that before, actually. I did not notice that before. Oh my god. And it says, thank you very much.
Just wear a jester hat.
The jester. Thank you very much for sticking with me
around
this far. The Atonement arc has passed its turning point. All that's left is a straight dash to the finish. It'll be a climax from beginning to end. I hope that you'll join me again. This volume is a big one with a lot of pages. I have always secretly dreamed of putting out a really thick graphic novel, so I'm extremely glad and humbled. Volume 4 of the next volume will be the last one. I will do my best to make it even more intense than this one. And then you got Santa art with a shirt that just says Santa. Because why not?
That's how you know it's Santa art, okay?
That's how you know it's Christmas, when you can't color the pages. That's how you know.
Exactly. See, you're picking a 1 point down.
And then Volume 4's afterword from Ryukishi. What it means to challenge the tragedy and to oppose it. All the stories until now were about getting involved in and helplessly falling prey to tragedies that couldn't be anything but inevitable. At last, the main character sends up a beacon announcing his counterattack against the tragedy. That is the image I had when I created the Atonement arc. Challenging the tragedy does not mean fighting the tragedies that have already happened. It means not causing a tragedy, or rather fighting against the impending tragedy. Thinking about it, from the Abducted by Demons arc to the Curse-Killing arc, there was always a hasty conclusion calling for a violent solution, getting the story lost in tragedy. To fight against the tragedy means not using violent means of opposition, but to oppose the violent means that turn things into tragedy. In that sense, maybe the opposition to the tragedy where Keiichi and Reina face off on the roof was a failure. Maybe it would have been best to try to clear up the misunderstandings before Reina took over the school. But, faced with an incident that had already happened, Keiichi thought about the events and challenged them in the best way he knew how. And in the very end, Reina was able to choose not to let the cleaver fall on Keiichi. And maybe that is Keiichi and Reina's victory after opposing the tragedy. That's exactly why, in the last battle on the roof, if Keiichi had defeated Reina, in the context of the story, that would not have been a victory. To challenge the tragedy, to oppose it, that means to not let a tragedy happen. That is the kind of story the Atonement arc is. So there you go. You got his analysis of it, which I will say it's a lot of focus on tragedy. I did notice that there was a lot of focus on tragedy at like the very last minute of the Keiichi Reina fight. This was not like a thing that was like directly brought up. It was, I mean, looking back on a lot of the stuff, you could think about it in the way that Higurashi was mentioning, but it was definitely a thing where it sounded like it was a lot of we won't let your tragedies take over our lives anymore, as if like it was a thing that he was always thinking about. But it kind of just didn't really come up as a topic until like just then. Those are like some of those moments where I wonder if like reading the VN would have stuff like that is in like internal narration as opposed that we're just not getting because of the nature of the adaptation. But it's fine. I still get it. I get the point still of that kind of stuff. It's very interesting to think about. And it is also interesting to think about what Higurashi said about the whole. Up until this, a lot of the stories were just about people dealing with the tragedies as they happen without being able to really do anything about it. They're just kind of victims of it. And now here, Keiichi's just like, I won't let that happen. That's not going to happen. I'm going to change it.
This arc was like, in a lot of ways, pretty anime, but it also towards the end really showed just that social worker aspect of it, because a core part of like a lot of social work and just justice work in general is the idea, or well, really just the fact that prevention is worth so much more than trying to remedy stuff after the fact. That an ounce of prevention before a tragedy happens, or just even just something bad happening, is so much more helpful than trying to fix things after they have happened.
Right.
And that's like that ending part that you read really exemplifies that thought process.
Right.
Yeah. Nipa.
Nipa. Anybody else have thoughts about that or other thoughts about the series or the arc that we want to?
Real quick before it says something. It's also very funny that it's right after the arc still ends with Rena being a multi-murderer.
Yeah. We just kind of ignore that. It's okay. Haha, yay.
Look, they
Anyway.
deserved it.
They had it coming.
They did have it coming, to be fair.
God forbid a girl have hobbies.
Listen,
God forbid a girl have a deep and dark, mysterious past.
Hey, listen, I still think about those murders, and I'm just like, hey, you have me on, like, right there. You gotta talk to her about that at any point before deciding to murder them. I don't know. I don't know if that was our first option for them. I don't know.
Which also means, like,
Well,
a lot of the
Rena
town
had
is...
to handle it herself.
Yeah.
She didn't trust me on. Sorry.
I see.
Well, like, a lot of the town is just in on it now because Mion had to get the Sonozakis to
Yeah.
move the bodies, which means probably multiple of their workers moved the
God
bodies.
forbid woman didn't have a hobby in a trash dump.
Yeah.
So,
And that by the way,
anyway,
that
you also
was
have to account for people would have known them, and they would have been like, "Yeah, that's fine."
yeah.
by the way,
It's
in my
okay.
mind, that Mion admitting that was absolutely all supposed to explain to us, hey, what happened to the bodies in the curse killing arc? That probably they were just like,
Yeah,
hey, Keiichi, your murder was dog shit. We
yeah.
fixed it for you. We hit it better. So
What can I say? I win yet again.
easy. All right. Anybody else have other closing thoughts about the Atonement arc?
Just this is probably my favorite Higurashi arc.
It's a very
Yeah.
powerful arc. Yeah, it's very, very powerful.
But I think it is the most it is the most Higurashi of the arcs.
That's what I was thinking.
And thinking back to when I read the VN version for the first time, after Miyakashi, goddamn did I fucking need it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's definitely just like very, very Higurashi.
Higurashi when they cry. It's very fitting, I think, that the arc that you're both calling the best arc, the most fitting of Higurashi arc, is also the arc that focuses on Rena, who, in my mind, is in many ways the poster child of
Who is
Higurashi as a
mascot
franchise.
character for Higurashi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very fitting. It's very nice with that.
Yeah. I think Minagoroshi is my favorite. We'll see when I reread it, but this one just feels like the most Higurashi.
I think Sumi Horoboshi, I think, is the one that has the most everything of Higurashi. Like what makes Higurashi as a story work, I think is just really exemplified here.
Yeah. Just
the
so many of the
best.
notes and different and themes of Higurashi are all
The
here.
paranoia, the redemption, it finally being this like light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
Yeah.
So everyone's
good.
gonna live happily ever after in the end, right?
Yeah, just put on a gas mask. Duh.
That's true.
I told you.
Everyone will be fine. Just don't turn the page when it says Finn.
Gonna have a good time at the festival together, and that's gonna be how this all ends.
But chap, if we don't turn the page, Yoshi's won't grow happier.
So anyways, with everybody's gonna be happy. Anyways, next up is the massacre arc. everyone's gonna live very happily in the massacre arc, I think.
Yeah, we're massacring the demons.
It's fine. After massacre, we get festival accompanying. You have to deal with the massacre before you get to the festival. It'll
And
all
you
be
can have a
fine.
celebration. Don't look at the volume count.
It's like 6 volumes for massacre, 8 volumes for festival. Okay, listen, it'll be fine.
That's
Do
small.
not check the runtime of this video.
It'll be fine. Hey, listen, you know what I'm more so worried about? I had agreed to do a quiz for this, and we're eventually gonna...
Chap, there's
Yeah,
no
good luck,
chance to cancel it,
Actually, I don't even know if I should be the one hosting the quiz. We have several people who have read the VNs before. I don't even know if I should be hosting it.
Finally, I get to beat Chap, mano a mano.
I mean, but I'm not
That
gonna...
might be interesting.
I mean, if you VN readers, or like vets of Higurashi, would want to set that up on your end, I'm more than open to it. I just don't want to force that on you guys if you don't feel like doing that. But we could discuss about that in the future. But so yeah, that is unless anybody has anything else they want to say, I think we're ready to wrap up for the Atonement arc. Anybody have anything else? Okay, cool. Hearing nothing. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for listening to another episode of the Anime Book Club. This is the end of the Atonement arc of Higurashi When They Cried, the manga. So starting next week, we'll begin our discussions on the next arc, the Massacre arc, Minagoroshi Hen. Now, starting from the next week, these are now going to be technically omnibus releases with the English releases. The streams will probably still be titled after the original Japanese volume count releases. So the next stream will probably be titled Volumes 1 and 2, but it'll actually be the Volume 1 omnibus that we're reading and discussing. For anybody at home, we're actually reading one omnibus, even though it's going to be listed as 2 volumes probably. I think this is what I did for Umineko as well, so just keep that in mind so it doesn't get too confusing. We're going to be reading based upon the chapter counts of the English omnibus, however that's split. I don't know if there's any overlap or whatever with how that's done and that other one, but it's 2 volumes still. So it's that's how we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing those 3 omnibuses, 1 omnibus each week. That said, we're meeting next week. The week after, though, I'm going to be in Chicago for Anime Central, so we will not be having book club. We're going to have a week break for that. So we're going to start Massacre Arc next week, then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to finish up Massacre Arc within those 2 weeks afterwards. So that's just to let you guys know the plan for things and what we got going on. So thank you again, everybody, for coming to hang out. And I hope you're excited for the next arc of Higurashi When They Cry. And that's all we have for this week, so let's see who is around for us to raid. And I'm probably not going to take too long for it. We're just going to pick somebody and move on with our life. Let's say hi to... Let's say hi to Misha. Misha is... it says, happy birthday, Raiden. I don't know...
From Metal Gear Rising?
If we're referring to... I mean, I don't think that's the first... I mean, actually, it might be. Actually, it might be, because today is the meme day. Metal Gear meme day, right? The April 30th. Because I've been seeing that video going around today. It might be a reference to that for all I know. Anyways, we're going to say hi to Misha. Misha's playing what looks to be Tomodachi Life. However, the category says just chatting, and the title says Happy Birthday, Raiden. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm seeing Tomodachis. So go say hi to Misha. Okay, everybody. Goodbye, stream. Bye-bye, stream. Watch out for the
Bye,
parasites. The
stream.
parasites will get you, and they will clone you, and all your friends are out to
Space.
get you. All of your friends are out to get you. Okay, and if they tell you they're not out to get you, that means they're really out to get you. Do not trust them. Do not trust the parasites in their brains.
Trust Q. You can only trust
No.
Q.
No.
No.
All right, bye stream.
You can only
Bye stream.